What's up, my good people? Mike Hidalgo here with another FCPaero Tech Tip. Today I'm working on a 2015 Mercedes-Benz C300. This is equipped with the M271 engine. And something that we've been noticing on these models as they become a little bit older is more often than not, you're gonna have a faint fuel smell in the cabin. And what we have found based on a little bit of research that we've done and other drivers that have the same vehicle is that you get a leak in one of your fuel hoses coming off the high pressure fuel pump. So today, our very own C300 that we have in house, we went ahead and tackled this as our car has the same issue. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how to do that repair, as well as what kind of other alternative parts you can use for this repair. And what I mean by that is, this is the original hose that comes off our high pressure fuel pump. Now, as these age, they get pretty brittle, especially around the bends, and they start to leak a little bit, and then obviously in extreme cases, they would completely tear and cause a full leak for full failure. Now, we're trying to tackle this before we get to that point. To remove this, it's pretty straightforward. On your engine here, you have this metal cover that sits off the high pressure fuel pump. It's held on by 4 T45 screws. You have one up top here, one up top here, and 2 in back. I recommend using a flex head ratchet for this job, something that you can put in there at an angle to get to those T45s. When you remove that, you'll have this insulation cover over the high pressure fuel pump. You can just go ahead and remove that. I would also suggest removing the T30s that hold on this module right here. You have a total of 1, 2, and 3 on the other side. That way you can have a little bit of play in this to get this cover off. Once you get to that point, you're gonna see your fuel hose right here. Now, typically in extreme cases, these will be pretty cracked and dry rotted. You can use anything like a small pick or flathead screwdriver to break the clamp free and just disconnect it. However, before you disconnect it, there's 2 things you wanna note. One, that this is gonna be under pressure, so if you disconnect it up here without doing anything else, more than likely you're gonna get fuel sprayed on yourself and or in the general area. So let's head underneath to show you where the bottom part of this hose goes, and also what you can do to prevent some of that spray in your face. So hold tight 1 second and let's head underneath the car. Under the W205, obviously we have removed the plastic skid plate. It's held on by a couple of 8mm bolts. You can then have access to this whole general area over here. You'll see your fuel line coming from the rear of the car. It has a valve built into it right here. If you remove this black cap, you now have access to the small purge valve. You can use some gloves and a shop towel or a dirty rag and just kind of cover it and press this valve to release any pressure in the line. That way when you remove the line either up top or down below first, you have a better chance at avoiding a gasoline bath. So that's just a nice tip. That's obviously before you remove the line from the system. Following this hard line, you will notice up top here is our lower clamp to that fuel hose. So not too bad to get to. You'll notice here we have a different style clamp than what is factory. I'll talk about those back up of the car, but if you follow the fuel line, you'll see the sheathing around the rubber hose. It's kind of impossible to mistake for anything else, and it comes directly down from the high pressure fuel pump. So back up top, I'm gonna show you the 2 style clamps that I would recommend using for this, as well as an alternative for the Mercedes-Benz fuel hose. This is the stock hose that we removed from the M271 engine. However, these are not always available from Mercedes. They oftentimes go on back order. So what you can do is substitute them with a genuine BMW fuel hose, which we will leave in a link in the description below for you. And this will also come with BMW style fuel hose clamps, which in my opinion are a little bit easier to use. As you can see, we retained the factory clamp up top, and we used the BMW style one below. Those are pretty neat because they take a 5mm hex bit instead of this clip R tool, which not everybody has, so just a little bit easier to use. But anyways, that's gonna conclude this tech tip. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments on what we did today or other M271 questions, leave them in the comment box below. And if you like this video and you wanna see more like them, please consider subscribing. We make new ones all the time. As always, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.